In just 10 minutes, uncover the most mind-blowing insights from Joe Rogan's conversation with Columbia astronomer David Kipping. These 10 takeaways reveal why scientists found a black hole that shouldn't exist, how the universe might be older than we think, and why UFO sightings are hard to trust. Dive into cosmic mysteries, alien tech claims, and shocking truths about our freak solar system. Takeaway 1. Scientists found a black hole mystery. David Kipping explains how the James Webb Space Telescope has revealed something that shocked astronomers worldwide. Scientists discovered supermassive black holes forming just 300 million years after the Big Bang. That is incredibly early in cosmic terms. These black holes are about 100 million times the mass of our Sun, which means they had to form very fast. But according to current physics, that should be impossible. Kipping says, imagine that 100 million suns have not only been born, but died, collapsed into black holes, and merged into one giant monster, all within a few hundred million years. This goes against the Eddington limit, which is the maximum speed at which black holes are supposed to grow. These early black holes seem to have grown faster than that limit, which means either our understanding of black holes is wrong, or the universe is older than we thought. For example, if a black hole is fed too quickly, it should push material away with its energy, slowing down the growth. But these black holes didn't follow that rule. This discovery is one of the biggest puzzles in modern astronomy. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 2. The universe might be older than we think. Joe Rogan and David Kipping talk about how these strange findings could mean the universe is not 13.8 billion years old, but maybe 22 or even 24 billion years. Changing the age of the universe would break the standard model of cosmology, which explains many things with incredible accuracy. Kipping says, if you say the universe age is wrong, you have to give that up. And maybe it is, but you'd need a radical new idea that explains everything just as well. For example, the Lambda CDM model explains the cosmic microwave background and the expansion of the universe with near-perfect precision. So scientists are more likely to believe that our models of galaxy and black hole formation are flawed rather than the age itself. But the possibility that the universe is much older still remains on the table. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 3. Scientists are confused by Hubble tension. Kipping discusses a major issue in cosmology called the Hubble tension. Scientists measure the expansion rate of the universe in two ways, and the results do not match. One method uses ancient light from the early universe, and the other uses nearby stars and supernovae. The disagreement is now so strong that it is almost certainly not a random error. Kipping says, something's wrong. Either our measurements of the local universe are off, or our model of the entire universe is flawed. For example, if you calculate how fast the universe should be expanding today based on early radiation, you get one number. But if you measure it directly using nearby stars, you get a different number. This tension could mean we are missing something big in our understanding of the cosmos, and it might even be connected to the black hole mystery mentioned earlier. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 4. Exoplanets are stranger than expected. David Kipping shares how the discovery of exoplanets has completely changed what we thought we knew about other solar systems. One of the first surprises was hot Jupiters, which are giant planets orbiting extremely close to their stars. Scientists did not believe they were real until they saw one eclipsed star. Kipping says, it was like seeing Jupiter parked almost on the surface of the sun. It didn't make any sense. Another strange type is mini-Neptunes, which are between Earth and Neptune in size. These are the most common planets in the universe, yet we do not have one in our solar system. For example, Kepler-22b is a mini-Neptune that might have a thick atmosphere and possibly even oceans, but we still do not know what it is made of. These discoveries show that our solar system is not a good example of what is normal in the universe. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 5. Our solar system is a rare setup. Kipping explains that our solar system is not typical. Having 8 planets packed together and 2 Jupiter-sized giants is rare. Only about 10% of Sun-like stars have a Jupiter. He also talks about Bode's law, which tries to predict planet spacing but fails in many cases. For example, it predicts a planet where the asteroid belt is, but there is not one. Kipping says, it's not that a deity placed planets perfectly, It's just that if you cram planets together, some get kicked out and the rest follow a pattern. This randomness shows how chaotic solar system formation can be. For example, gravitational interactions between planets can fling one into a tight orbit, which later becomes circular due to tidal forces. Our solar system might be a lucky accident rather than a common design. We're halfway through the video. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're enjoying it, hit the thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. If you'd like to support us, please tap the thanks button below. It helps us keep making great content. Drop a comment and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. Life may be common, but intelligence is rare. Joe and David explore the idea that simple life might be everywhere, but complex life like humans could be extremely rare. Kipping mentions Luca, the last universal common ancestor, which lived just 200 million years after Earth's oceans formed. That is fast, suggesting life starts easily, but multicellular life took billions of years to appear. For example, most of Earth's history was dominated by single-celled organisms. Kipping says, intelligence is like an infestation. Once it appears, it's hard to scrub out. He believes intelligence will keep reappearing on Earth even if humans disappear. For example, ravens and octopuses already show signs of intelligence, and they could evolve further over time. This idea connects to the search for life on other planets and why we might be the only intelligent species in the observable universe. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 7. UFO sightings are hard to trust. Joe Rogan brings up military sightings like the Tic Tac incident, which involved radar, video, and pilot confirmation. Kipping says these stories are fascinating but hard to test scientifically. He explains that with 28,000 pilots flying millions of hours each year, even a tiny error rate could produce hundreds of false sightings. He says, if 1 in 10,000 hours results in a mistake, that's 560 UAPs a year. For example, Project Blue Book recorded about 742 sightings annually, which could match that error rate. Without access to military instruments, scientists cannot verify these claims. Kipping supports the idea of using apps to collect public data, which could help triangulate real sightings and reduce false positives. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 8. Alien tech claims lack hard proof. Joe and David discuss claims from whistleblowers about crash retrieval programs and secret alien technology. Kipping says he is open to the idea but needs hard evidence. He says, every time they say disclosure is coming, we don't get the craft, we don't get the body, we don't get the tech. Joe mentions that some believe aliens crashed due to high-altitude nuclear tests, but Kipping finds that speculative. For example, the Starfish Prime test in 1962 detonated a nuclear bomb in space, which could have disrupted something nearby. But without proof, these stories remain exciting but unscientific. Kipping emphasizes that science needs experiments and data, not just stories. Now let's move to the next takeaway. Takeaway 9. Science needs support and better outreach. David Kipping talks about how astronomy is often underfunded, despite its importance. He says the Habitable Worlds Observatory could help us find Earth-like planets, but it might not launch until 2050 due to budget cuts. He adds, Carl Sagan once said the entire SETI program cost less than one attack helicopter. Kipping also shares how he struggled to find his voice on YouTube. He says, I was copying other styles until I made a video the way I really wanted. That's when things changed. For example, he started sharing personal stories and deep dives, which helped people connect with the science emotionally. He believes scientists should be encouraged to communicate more openly and creatively. Now let's move to the last takeaway. Takeaway 10. Passion and competition fuel discovery. Joe and David reflect on how competition can be both destructive and motivating. Kipping shares how martial arts taught him to channel negative emotions into productivity. He says, I was heartbroken, so I trained every day. I got ripped and joined the national squad. He also used competition in academia to push himself. At Harvard, he felt looked down on, so he worked harder and outpublished his peers. Joe adds that in comedy, helping others rise makes everyone better. For example, he would tour with funnier comedians to improve his own skills. They both agree that humans are driven by strange behaviors, like chasing material wealth despite knowing it is not what truly matters. But that same drive can lead to incredible breakthroughs when used wisely. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.